Today's guest is Dr. Nidhi Bhan, recognized across India and the world for reading strangers' problems live on TV without them saying a word, using nothing but the birth details. That show, Samasya Se Samadhan Tak, ran on some of the India's biggest channels and built her name over 25 years and 75,000 plus chart readings. But the remedies kept hitting the same wall. A pattern would fade, then quietly return. That gap is what pulled her out of pure astrology into hypnotherapy and past life regression, chasing not just what the chart showed, but where the pattern actually began. She now calls that combination East meets West, and it's the core of her Toronto-based practice today, working with clients across Canada and the US. What she's proudest of isn't the TV years. It is the moment when someone stops asking, when will this change, and finally understands why. Good afternoon, Dr. Nidhi Bhan. Welcome to the Bob-Berry Show. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for the warm welcome, Bob. So nice to be here.
I'm really, very excited and happy to have such a reputed astrologer on my show. And I believe a lot of people are looking forward to it because these days astrology is the most talked about topic on social media.
Absolutely. I'm so happy to be here too, not just on the social media. It's something that is very needed in this day and time and this age. So many people are so down mentally and emotionally. So I think this is a medium and a way to make so many people feel more guided.
Yes, you are absolutely right. A lot of people look forward to it, look up to it.
Absolutely.
So how did you come into astrology? Why astrology?
Astrology was something always very close to my heart. It made me very curious. What is that system that keeps us going? I was always, since being very small, I was curious about the universe, about the world, about people, what goes on in their head and their mind, why different people react to different situations in their life differently. This was my curiosity. When I was young, I was not allowed basically to delve into it, which is again, I'm something very thankful for, because you have to grow in a certain way to be able to deal with the planets, to deal with people. My grandfather was an astrologer, but he left home. He became too deeply, curious about the world, and he took sannyas. This is why my family was a little scared. If I go on this path, they might lose me. But when I got married, my husband's family was very supportive. So I came here to Canada, and then I went back with my husband for 3 years to study everything more formally and to learn a lot of things. So it has been a very long journey. It's been about 35 years I've been involved with astrology. And then once you get into astrology, okay, you can see the planets, you can predict certain things, you can see things in a certain way, but then you feel limited in a way about helping people. This is what happened with me. Okay, you can predict stuff, but do you just tell people to go home with that prediction that something either good or bad? Like, how do you guide them to do better with their good times and to do something about the times when they're not good?
So you are a doctor, Dr. Nidhi Bhan.
Correct.
Can you throw some light on the fact that doctorate, are you a doctorate like people do PhD? Is it that doctor or you did some different course? How does this doctor thing?
I can tell you about my journey. So I am postgraduate in psychology from India, from Delhi actually. And then the doctor is actually a doctor in alternate medicine.
Okay.
I specialize in hypnotherapy. I'm a doctor in clinical hypnotherapy, and then I specialize, I should say, in past life regression.
Okay.
Which brings together astrology and the tarot card reading and the link between our free will and our, birth charts and our destiny. So that's what my specialty is.
Okay. And if for the common people, a lot of people don't know what astrology is.
Correct.
They know who astrologers are.
Correct.
And for them, astrology is maybe they've heard some fancy terms and or the name of the planets, Rahu, Ketu, Chandrama, Jupiter. For them, this is astrology. In a little more, you would say, in detail so that the common people can understand what is astrology?
Astrology, especially Vedic astrology, basically is the position of the stars at the time of your birth, which is basically telling you how you look at life, what are your perspectives regarding the different aspects of your life, what internally, how you react to life. You know, for one person, say career, marriage can be a big thing, and for another person they just take it for granted. Perhaps that is coming from a previous life. And the birth chart, basically Vedic astrology especially, is a depiction of the way your mind reacts to situations in life by judging the positions in the sky. You know, if you have a planet, say, sitting in your house of marriage and it's not a good one, we can actually just look at the birth chart and tell you that this is the area of your struggle. You know, perhaps business, perhaps money is not the struggle at all. It's going to just come to you on a platter. But this is your struggle area, and these are going to be the years. In our Vedic astrology, we have dashas, we have the houses, we have the signs, we have planets. We have the doshas, we have the nakshatras, which are very, very unique. The 27 nakshatras do not exist in any other system of astrology anywhere in the world. So it's one of the most ancient sciences, more than 5,000 years old. The accuracy is really amazing. It comes from a time where the sages did not know the speed of the stars, yet they could predict the dashas, they could predict the movement of the stars, they could predict the grahans, the eclipses. So it's an amazing science, mostly predictive.
And I just noticed you said time of birth. That is the main point when you talk about astrology. Now, a lot of people, when they are born, they don't record accurate time of birth.
Correct.
So, will astrology fail and they will not be able to get their birth charts? How will we go around that problem?
Astrology will not fail because
No,
there are
for them.
different.
I mean,
Correct,
because they don't
correct.
have the
Whether
time.
they can use astrology,
Correct.
yeah, they can definitely use astrology, because if their immediate time of birth is not available, there is something called a lagna chart, and then there is a rashi chart. The lagna chart changes every 2 hours and 15 minutes, but the rashi chart changes every 2 days and a quarter of a day. So they can always go to their rashi chart and they will get a good reading.
So, the Rashi chart will be made using only the date of birth?
Correct. The date
That's
of
it?
birth, yeah, it does not need the time of birth.
But for example, if I am born on a certain date, there are millions of other people born on the same date.
Correct, correct.
So how will that Rashi chart be different for me and thousands and millions of other people?
See, as it is, not just the Rashi chart, but even the more specific Lagna chart differs one person from one person to the other, basically because the prarabdha of everybody is different. The past life karmas are different. Each person is coming to this life with their own purpose of life, their own lessons to learn. So those are different for each and every spirit. They just learn it in different ways. Each experience is different. So this is how any kind of astrology works, because two people can be born at the same time, but they can have different prarabdha. So they can have the same, even twins for that matter. They're born at the same time, but they can sometimes be so different. Now, in modern Vedic astrology, we separate the time of birth for twins. We just add 2 to 3 hours. We go to the next lagna. We add for the twins. We add. This is a newer technique. Came out about 10 years ago. So we add 2 to 3 hours to the to the younger twins' time of birth.
Okay. So in that way, you can differentiate between
Yeah.
their birth charts.
Absolutely, yeah.
When we talk about social media these days,
Correct.
everybody is an astrologer. You go there and there is a whole flood of astrologers, tantrics, people making predictions. What is your opinion on that? Because I have seen not just they are doing predictions, they are also giving out beej mantras of all the gods and goddesses, deities, just like that on the screen. They are talking about upayas to get rich, to make more money, to get more attractive, and I don't know what all. And to me, it doesn't look right because I think it's science of people who are very well learned about the subject.
Correct.
What is your opinion on that?
Okay. What I say to that is to each their own, right? You don't like it because you're at a higher level of frequency. I believe each person who's coming to us is coming looking for our frequency. If you're at a higher frequency, you're not ready for somebody who's very, superficial about astrology. You're looking for a person who can go deep within your birth chart, go deep within you. You will just not connect. If, all these people, they might be able to connect to people who are looking for one question answers. Will I get my boyfriend back? Can you bring him back? Can you do some black magic, jadoo? Like, and then there are other astrologers who can go deep within yourself. They can look at the birth chart. They can tell you, deep things about you. This is where your mind thinks. This is how you are with your, your wife, your kids. This is how you are with your family. This is how you behave with your mother. This is the descent from the pitras, from your ancestors. This is the lesson you're here to learn. So whoever is connecting with you is who you're meant to connect with. This is my belief.
Okay, you just used the word black magic.
Correct.
And this word has been totally abused and misused by a lot of people. If somebody is going through a tough time, he is not getting a job, he is going through a divorce, they are not having children. So the best tool which is used by the so-called astrologers they go to, number one thing is there is something has been done on you by somebody in the family or somebody who is jealous of you.
Correct.
My question to you is there really black magic? Does it exist? And number one. Number two, how easily somebody says that you have been, black magic has been done to you. Is it that simple to do it on somebody? Is it possible?
Okay, so now there are a few questions in your question. Magic is there, it exists. I don't believe in giving it a negative connotation. I don't like to call anything black magic because that is fear mongering, according to me. Our system, the Vedic system, where manifesting is concerned, is very strong. I say manifesting is magic, but I would like to do it in a very positive way, not in a fear mongering way. There is the whole universe itself to me seems like magical. Like, there is magic in me, there is magic in you, there is a temple within me, there is the universe within me. I believe each and every person can bring out their best, and there are people out there who want to bring out their worst. So which one are you going to go with? The universe is vast. It is a part of our existence. We are a part of the existence of the universe. Just a matter of changing your frequency. Everything that you're saying might be possible. I don't know. I haven't tried black magic. I don't believe in it. I just keep my aura so strong. I keep my physical body, my mental body, my emotional body, which creates an aura around me of spirituality. This is my protection. So I don't care too much about what somebody is saying, what they're doing. I have a protection, and I don't feel it is bad for anybody to reflect back to the universe the negativity that is coming to them. It is not wrong to send back negativity and to reflect it where it's coming from. So to me, this is magic, and I just address myself to the positive frequency, and I think that is what all of us should.
So when you say you strengthen your aura,
Correct?
what is aura? How do you strengthen your aura? Can only somebody like you who is well read and have the knowledge can do it? Or even somebody like us, common man, we can use certain remedies to do it?
Aura is our, the physical body, the mental strata are like around us, there is a little field of energy. So that field of energy itself is our aura. Somebody who has awakened themselves, they're enlightened, they're at a higher level of spirituality, they will have a bigger aura. Ideally, when you extend your arms out all the way, this whole area should be your aura, and it should be bright in colors. It should have all the colors of the rainbow in it, the Vibgyor, it should have all the colors, but not a lot of us are able to do it. Even people who meditate, they will have chosen colors of their aura coming through. So when it goes darker, it goes gray, it means that your aura doesn't have as much protection as you need. If you are focused on yourself, if you are aiming to have your frequency at a higher level all the time, which you can do with a lot of things, I will come to that. That is what makes your aura more colorful, stronger colors. You are just so much in tune with yourself that you are a protection for yourself and your
How do we
energy.
check aura?
Aura, actually, there is something called a Krillian camera. It's
Brilliant
possible,
camera.
Krillian camera.
Okay.
So it is possible in a lot of ways to check your aura. Your aura is visible. It is, anybody who has trained themselves to look at auras, how we look at the aura of, say, Christ.
Correct.
It has a little halo around it. So that is the divinity, that is the spirituality, that is the higher frequency. So similarly, if you train yourself, and it is not very hard, you just, there are exercises that you do, and you just train yourself to look at other people's. Anybody can do it. Trust me, all of us have an aura, and all of us have the ability to look at other people's aura. But if you're looking at other people's aura and you're getting into their energy, you need to be protected yourself. You have to be at a certain level of meditation. You have to have the intention of protecting yourself each and every day to be able to interfere and even be curious about another person's aura, unless, there is a reason they're asking you, you do this professionally, only then you should go to other people's aura.
Okay. I also see that a lot of people wear a lot of rings, celebrities, big industrialists, common man, a lot of people, they wear pukhraj, neelam, sapphires, pannas, different rings.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the power of stones?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the reason I was smiling a little bit is you made me remember, like I told you, I was in Mumbai. I moved back to India. This was maybe about 23, 25 years ago. So I had the opportunity to talk to a lot of filmy people, Bollywood personalities. I will not name any, but there is a certain gentleman who's still very popular, who's still in the industry, but he has a little box of gemstones by his side.
I know who
You know who it is.
Can I name him?
Like you could.
Govinda?
Govinda ji, absolutely. So he has a little box of these gemstones. He looks at the stars and he's very knowledgeable. He will look at the stars and then he would call me, Jupiter is moving. Do you think I should take out my yellow sapphire and put it on? So that is something that is very well believed, and I believe in it basically because anything, when an astrologer looks at your birth chart, what they see is which are your yokarak or your significant planets as per your time of birth. There will be 2 or 3 for each person, significant, and then we look at whether they are sitting well in your birth chart. Are they sitting friendly? Are they sitting malefic or benefic? Are they sitting in their own house? Are they swagrahi? And going by that, next thing we judge is this planet of any use? Is it a good degree? Is it sitting in a house where it has dignity and making it stronger? Will it do something significant for the person? If you have a bad planet sitting, say, in your house of marriage, you're not able to move it. It's there for life, but what can you do? Perhaps you can subdue it, by doing some mantras. But if you have a good planet sitting there, you can make it stronger by putting on a gemstone. And you don't just put on a gemstone simply. What you do is you put the life in that stone. You do a mantra chanting.
We do it, or
you can do it. Anybody can do it. All you're doing is you're creating that frequency. You wash it, you put it in a mixture of milk and water, equal parts at night. You look at the muhurat, you look at the good time to energize it. Then you bring it out, you read the mantra, you just chant the mantra with the intention of putting a life in the stone. You're chanting the mantra for Jupiter, say for example for the yellow sapphire, you chant the mantra of Jupiter and you visualize the energy of Jupiter going into it. and then you just show it dhoop deep. Basically, symbolically, you're putting a life in that stone. You have read the mantra, you've created the frequency, you're pushing it into the gemstone. So once you put that on, it's energized for you, it is blessing you. It's like having a little, say, pet who is always there to protect you when times are tough, and when the times are better, it's pushing you to do better. It's the nerves that it touches, because as you might know, different planets and different gemstones are for different fingers in our hands.
Correct. Can you tell the viewers, I mean, what do these represent?
Basically, when you're putting on a yellow sapphire, you put it on in your first finger of your right hand. In this hand, usually you would, in the second finger, you would usually
This
put
one?
on, yes, the second finger here, you would usually put on either the Rahu, the Ketu, or the Shani, which
the three
is
dangerous
Saturn.
planets.
The Saturn. So you put on the blue sapphire here, but again, blue sapphire, when we put it on, there is a little test we do. How does it work? How does each stone, because one blue sapphire might suit you and the other one may not.
Oh.
So you usually try the stone, put it under your pillow, or put it in your hand for 3 days, and you record your dreams. How is it working on your subconscious mind? And then on this finger, we would either put on the Venus, the
Shukra.
diamond, Shukra, or we would put on the red ruby or the
Sun.
Manik. Yeah. And then here we would put on the Panna, the green emerald.
For Buddha.
For Buddha. You could also put on the opal. You know a little bit. Yeah. You know quite a bit then if you know all that. Yeah. So all these nerves, there's a very scientific logic that the particular nerves, and we will see, like in Bombay, when I was in Bombay, most of the actors, most creative people, their Yog Karak planets are either Mercury, or they are it's Saturn.
Shani or
Shani.
Buddha?
And Mercury is the planet of communication.
Okay.
This is what rules them. This is why they are more creative. This is why they are expressing themselves either through the written word or behind the camera, or as an actor or whatever. They are usually more gentler people with good communication skills. So every you can say profession also has a Yokarak or a significant planet. People who are into money, they will usually have Jupiter as their significant planet. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It is the planet of money. It's the planet of thinking big. It is about having a different way of thinking, and being very creative about it. So this is the logic behind the gemstones.
I have a question. You just named Govinda, very reputed, one of the most famous actors of his time, and still loved by a lot of people. And he believes in astrology. He is wearing a new stone every day, every hour, according to the dashas, which is to each its own. It works for him good.
Yeah.
My question to you is, we have seen his fall or his decline in his career.
Correct.
Despite he's following all this. So I'm not questioning astrology.
No.
My question is destiny more powerful? Somebody has come to this planet with a fate which God has given to him. Does he have to, suffer and or get whatever he deserves to get in this life? Or astrology, stones, upais, chantings, mantras, sadhanas, all this can alter it and change it. So the question becomes, can a person with a good or a bad birth chart still get other results rather than what he is destined to get?
Correct. Absolutely. Great question, Bob. Very good question.
Thank you.
So where we go with this is that, first of all, good and bad birth charts, we are all here to learn a lesson. All of us are here. Our souls have decided in the life between lifetimes. There is a life between two lifetimes when the soul is without a body. So it's all knowing at that point. So it decides what are the lessons I'm going to learn when I take my next birth. It chooses the parents. You'll be surprised. A soul is able to come in and out of the womb and choose a mother, choose the experiences it's going to have. Now you will say, why will a person choose a difficult birth chart or a difficult life?
Correct.
Sometimes you decide that instead of taking 5 births and learning my lessons, I'm going to get all the lessons in one lifetime because I'm in a rush to go to the other side. I want to be one with the God. I want to be one with the universe. So I don't want my earth life to be 5 different lifetimes. I want to finish it. So now, having said that, we have chosen our own lives, we have chosen our own parents. I will come to the point of whether or not, if you are born with a bad set of planets and you're not liking basically the experience in life that you yourself have chosen, can't be blamed. You're in an earth life now, you're not high up in the clouds, so can't be blamed for being regretful about the experiences you have chosen. So what to do in that case? So now, between destiny and free will, it is possible to change through your free will what you have chosen to live. Some of the things in your destiny, like birth, like marriage and death, I believe are not changeable. But whatever decisions you're making in your earth life, you can teach yourself. You can create awareness. Awareness is a big thing. You know, whatever the way of thinking you have, you can move beyond it. You can, I would say, program your mind to think differently. I believe very strongly in subconscious mind transformations, basically because you have chosen a lesson to come here in life. You are even living it every day. You have a struggle with making decisions about, say, your career, your job. A problem is coming in front of you. You are reacting to it in a way that is increasing the problems. Why can you not learn to handle your problems differently? Through your birth chart, say you have a malefic Mars sitting in your Lagna. A person like that, I can just look at the birth chart and I can tell that person, you are a bottle of soda. Your emotions just gush out like a bottle of soda and then you calm down within 60 seconds. So this is predictable. I can see it through the birth chart and people will validate it. This is exactly how my son is. This is exactly how I am. So are there modern techniques? Are there modern ways to change this way of thinking? Yes, very much so. It is possible to work through your subconscious mind, because what is your birth chart? It's a reflection of the lessons you are here to learn. It is a reflection of the way your mind is thinking. Definitely the way your mind thinks is something you can work on with awareness, not something to go to the universe about. You have to take that responsibility. The onus is on you. You want to change yourself. You cannot do it for your mother. You cannot do it for a mother, can't do it for their son, however much they want to. But if the person themselves want to change their destiny by changing the free will decisions and their mind, the manifestations, the way of thinking, the frequencies, life changes.
Okay. You mentioned we cannot change three things: birth, marriage, and death. Two questions. Is it already destined that who will I marry in this life? And what about people who have multiple marriages? Correct. And the other is, can we predict death? Two questions.
Absolutely. Again, sad experiences, but it has happened in my career, in my lifetime of looking at birth charts, that I have told people, look, there is this problem in your birth chart. Your Mars is sitting malefic, say, in your 4th house or your 1st house. Don't go for commitments, because I'm a very psychology based tarot card reader or a astrologer. I can usually tell by the birth chart what is the way of thinking in the person who's sitting across from me that is changing their lives and taking them on the path of, say, doom, because of their way of thinking. So you can usually tell that there are multiple marriages. What are you going to tell the person? That, okay, be very careful because this is predestined. It's there in your birth chart. Either you become aware of it and you become a little less emotional. You learn to regulate your emotions. or this is the pattern that I see for you. And it has actually happened. I have told a guy who's now about 65 years old, and he came to me after his first broken marriage. I have told him that, this is a pattern in your life. So either, no, you give me an upay, you give me a remedy that will work for me. I am ready to go here. I'm going for a puja here. I'm doing this. I can wear stones, but I want to get married. Okay, you get married. You got married first time. You got married the second time. Something different happened. The third time, his wife, I believe, was not able to come here. So that marriage also had to end. He got married in India because he thought, okay, perhaps there is something wrong with the women I'm marrying here. He did not take the responsibility on himself that I need to change something. I need to be aware that I decided to learn this lesson about relationships. So when that does not happen, there is this pattern. And then there was a fourth time, and then he stopped.
Four marriages.
Four marriages. He
He failed
failed in four marriages.
and then he stopped.
He's
Or he ran out
still
of
he's
options.
he ran out of options, let's say. So he's still single. I have known him for maybe 25 years or so. He got married so many times, and number of times, ends the same way. It's a pattern, and he still thinks it's not him. It's not him. He still doesn't believe that there is something he could have done to make it work. He could have done something about the anger issues he has. He could have done something about the interference he has from the extended family that does not let him survive in a relationship. There is a sense of he has the pitradosh, which means that perhaps the ancestors, perhaps the father, mother, siblings feel that they own him, and marriage has to come second to the primary relationship. That should be basically the relationship with the parents and the siblings is the primary relationship, and the marriage is the secondary relationship.
This is Pitradosh.
This could be pitradosh. It's different things for different people. But when it relates to marriage related, where there is instability in your home life, this is what the mindset could be. Perhaps it's coming from a previous birth. Perhaps in a previous lifetime he owes it. From a previous lifetime he owes it to the parents to make them the first priority in this lifetime.
One of the most common and important topics which I want to discuss with you is Pitradosh. What is Pitradosh? A lot of people mention about it. A lot of astrologers mention about it. The only thing I know it is something to do with your ancestors who have passed away. How does that impact our life? What exactly is it and how do we fix it?
Okay. So again, something very close to my heart, because this would have been the question that set me on the path to look for remedies and options and how to help people. So let's go to Pitradosh. What is Pitradosh? It is a burden. It is a karmic burden coming to somebody from a previous lifetime. It could be a Pitra Yog too. It could be something good coming into your life, a good experience coming from the past life. But how does it help you or limit you? Let's go into that. So a karmic burden carried over from a previous lifetime. Say, Bob, you were in your last time a king. So you're born in this lifetime with the mindset of a king, but you're not a king. You are a common man, as you call yourself. But you have the thinking of a royal person. And what is the thinking of the royal person? There are people around me protecting me. There is somebody to bring me food. You don't even know that food grows on trees or on the ground. You've never been outside, perhaps your palace. So the thinking that everything is just coming to you and it's kind of automatic and you don't have to work for it. Decision making are a struggle for people with, say, the Pitra Yoga or even the Raj Yoga, because it is coming from the previous birth. You are not used to thinking in the way that relates your current lifetime to your circumstances in this lifetime. So that is a struggle sometimes. Perhaps in a previous lifetime, as we see the Pitradosh in the birth chart, and there are many kinds of Pitradosh, but most Pitradoshas, what they tell us is that in a previous lifetime, there was not a proper closure to that lifetime. Most people in any culture, when they pass away, there is a little ceremony which tells the soul that it is free to go over to the other side or enjoy other experiences in a different lifetime. We are giving a closure. You know, in our culture, there is the pagdi ceremony. So the responsibility of that lifetime of the person who has passed away is passed on to the next of kin, which makes the soul be at peace with everything, with this lifetime. This is closed. But if that doesn't happen, the person has died, say, in a flood, a famine, an earthquake, a natural calamity, or war. Whenever somebody has Mars in their second house, that is a Pitradosh. That tells us very clearly it's a violent death in a previous lifetime, perhaps a death in a fire. So you are carrying sometimes those fears in that lifetime. Sometimes you are carrying this thinking of a royal person. Sometimes you have had such a beautiful experience in your personal life, in your marriage, that you're looking for that soulmate all your life because you're comparing it to the previous birth. So, and again, the connection to the ancestors that you spoke about. We believe that we go from one lifetime to the other in clusters. We have been with our family in a previous lifetime, and perhaps we have been our own ancestor in a previous lifetime. So in my understanding, it's not nice to say that I'm going to do a death ceremony in a previous lifetime. I didn't pass away pleasantly. Nobody did my death ceremony, so let me do it for myself now. No. You are going to say that I may have, the whole idea is that you have been your own ancestor in a previous lifetime. There was no proper closure. Perhaps there was something unresolved in that lifetime, and you're carrying over that way of thinking to the current lifetime. And in this lifetime, now you want to live your current lifetime according to your karmas in this lifetime. You want to enjoy it more. You want to apologize for whatever it is that happened in the lifetime that did not get resolved. Because again, when somebody passes, along with the pagdi, there is also a little ceremony in which we apologize. We do away with the rin or the debts of that lifetime. So you're going to tell yourself in that little space that I am forgiving whatever wrong I did to others in the previous lifetime as my own ancestors, and I'm also ready to forgive others just as I'm ready to apologize for it.
So is this the solution, apologizing? That's it?
This is a big solution because most people never get to that point. It is a big solution. You're acknowledging to yourself. This has to be not a ceremony or not a little just a 1 hour long you can say remedial experience. It has to be a soul felt experience that I did something wrong or something wrong was done towards me, and from my soul. And the whole ceremony, the Pitradosh Nivaran, how it goes is, suppose you have been praying to any god, you are Christian, you are Hindu, you are Muslim, whatever god or whatever higher energy you have believed in, and you have associated with yourself with that energy in this lifetime, current lifetime, you call upon those energies, you make them sit beside you, you do a little invocation, you make those energies sit beside you, may it be Shiva, may it be Ganesha, may it be Christ. You tell them that you are doing a big ceremony to apologize for whatever wrongs you may have done in a previous lifetime, or you're ready to forgive now. You want to live your life as per this lifetime's karmas. So you want the help of the universe to do it for you because I've associated myself, I've prayed to you, so I want you to come and help me. So he is the witness. You are the person asking for, say, forgiveness, and the Pandit who is doing this ceremony
So we
with
need a
you.
Pandit to do it.
We need a Pandit to do it. So the Pandit is the lawyer, and of course the judge is the higher energies. So we take this file across to the universe that, we made this contract, we made this soul contract, but now we want to apologize, we are asking for forgiveness, we are asking for pardon, or we are ready to give pardon, we are putting an end to it, and usually the universe will hear it. You are able to change your life. There is a lightness in your soul, and just life feels different. And when your own energies, your frequencies are more still, more positivity comes to you. That's the logic behind the Pitra dosha and the Nivaran.
Talking about the doshas and the yogas in the Janampatri birth chart, there are a couple of other terms which I have heard and come across. Vishog, Kal Sarpyog, Pitradosh, which we just discussed, Manglik dosh,
Correct.
Guru Chandal Yoga, and many more. Just wanted to understand, as dangerous as they sound, what are the repercussions of having them in your birth chart? Are they always negative, or it is just a combination which has both positive and negative characteristics?
Okay, so what happens is that in each birth chart, I call my method of looking at a birth chart the lotus leaf method. You know how a lotus is there and then it has, so we have to see the layers. What is the balance between the doshas and the good yogas? And what is the lesson it's trying to teach you? A good planet sometimes can be poison, and one man's poison can be another man's nectar. One good planet not giving you results because of the position. So to each person a dosha means different things, but there is also the perspective of the old way of looking at things and how we have moved through the passage of time. You just mentioned the dosha called the Guru and
Guru
Rahu
Chandal
to
Yoga?
Guru Chandal Yoga. So Guru Chandal Yoga in the olden times used to mean, even now it means the same thing, but the interpretation is different, that somebody in the lineage, a son is going out of line by trying to do something different. The jugaad mentality, this person wants to do this, so if you cannot hold your nose like this, you're going to turn around the back of your head and you're still going to hold it. This person, whatever this person wants to do, they're gonna do it come what may. In this day and age, I call it not a dosha but a yoga and a good thing. You know, people like Ambani, Dhirubhai Ambani had it, and we know him to be the kind of person that if you cannot do something the straight up way, he's gonna find a way to do it. You know, whatever way it comes to, he's gonna get something done. So to my mind, in this day and age, the Guru Chandal dosha is not a dosha anymore. It's an asset. It's a good thing to have. If you want to do something, you are going to find a way to do it. And it's very important we do what we decide to do. So coming back to what you asked me, that how do the yogas and the doshas, again the balance is very important. The overall strength of the birth chart is seen. We look at the degrees of the planets, we look at the position, we look at what is the purpose of life and is the dosha related to it. Suppose your lesson in life to learn is something about, say, a pattern of failure in relationships, but you have, say, a bad yoga in your house of career, but otherwise it's amazing. You have a Raj Yoga there, which is an excellent thing to have. It basically means that even when you go through a rough time, you are still doing much better than a lot of other people around you who are going through the best of your times. So your worst is better than the best of a lot of people. So we look at the balance, how many Raj Yogas. So if a person has a Raj Yoga, say in your house of career, and say they have a dosha that affects their marriage, what is the interrelation? You know, they are doing very good, but when the effective time of the dosha comes around, they will be a little limited. You know, it's like Ethiopia having a starvation phase and America having a phase of starvation and a bad time. So what are people in America gonna do? They're gonna throw less in the garbage bin. Maybe they will not go to McDonald's. Maybe they will start making food at home. But when there is a phase of famine in a country like Ethiopia, people will die. You know, so that is the difference. The birth charts and the strengths and the weaknesses, the purpose of life, the degrees of planets, what you're meant to learn, and how much is the strength, the platform. We always look at the platform where you are at. You know, the son of, say, a very well-known person, Amitabh Bachchan ji, needed a very good birth chart to go right from the bottom, climb up those steps and reach the pinnacle that he's at. But his son does not need that strength. He was born on the platform of luxury, and, like, you know, the people around him, they were able to just find him. So at different points in our life, we need different planetary combination, and sometimes the yogas, they are not effective. neither the good ones nor the bad ones. Say somebody is going through the phase of, say, Shani Sadesati. So at that point, your planets lose their strength. It is the period, the main period of Shani Sadesati, the 7.5 year phase, especially if you're in the peak, that might be giving you, the difficult times, the more effective period of that planet. Or at the same time, even you're going through the Shani Sadesati, but Shani is your friendly planet. So you will do amazingly well. Maybe Shani is passing through your 11th house, the house of profit and gains, during your Shani Sadesati. So you are just hitting it on the right spot. You're meeting it. It's for the universe to decide what your different dashas are going to do for you, good or bad. So that is the amazing part in our birth charts and our dashas, our Raj Yogas. Everybody, each birth chart is very unique. What I say is that each and every person has a very, very different and unique birth chart, and the interpretation is very different for each and every person.
Got it. I want to know about Kal Sarp Yoga in detail. What is Kal Sarp Yoga? What combination in the birth chart will show Kal Sarp Yoga? Does it have any symptoms in the general life? How do we check it? And lastly, there are so many people with so many remedies and solutions about it. What exactly is the right solution for this?
Good question again. So what happens is, whenever we call Rahu and Ketu the head and the tail of the dragon in our Vedic astrology system, also called the north node and the south node of the moon. These are not physical planets. But when all the other 7 planets are engulfed in the mouth of this dragon, Rahu and Ketu, which means all planets are just on one side. Rahu is here, Ketu is here, everything is in the mouth of the dragon, either under it or above it. It can be in the 1st and 7th house, nothing on the right of it, everything on the left
chart.
of it, in the birth
So
chart.
on a chart, if the planets are in
On one side.
either side,
Correct.
dragon tail or mouth, it depicts Khalsa.
Kalsar dosh,
Nice.
which means, and the symptoms are very similar to all the planets being inside the mouth of the dragon. You have so much talent, and everybody to your right, to your left, above you, below you is moving on in life, and you are stuck in one spot. It is so frustrating. The intention of the Kalsar dosh, and this is where the name comes from, is that you are grasit, you are in the mouth of the dragon. Your good planets. Usually it is seen that anybody who has the Kalsar dosh has amazing combinations of planets. They have Raj Yogas, they have everything Swagrahi, they have the Parivartan Yoga, and their planets are pushing them to good, to do good, to do better than that, and they're working so hard, but they're not getting anywhere. Basically, because you're meant to learn this lesson, you're here to experience frustration. Perhaps you have had everything from in a previous lifetime on a platter. You did not acknowledge it, you did not appreciate it, you threw it away. So in this life, you're teaching, your birth chart is teaching you the struggle, to struggle and strive and get to that point. Many a times people with Kalsar dosh, it will seem to them that they only have to take 4 steps. Everybody around them is cheering them. What can be hard for Bob to achieve? It's just 4 steps. You're walking on a red carpet. You have all the abilities, you have the intelligence, you have the money, you have the whole infrastructure for success. We are watching you move on the red carpet. You take 1 step, you take 2 step, 3 step, 3.5, 3/4, and then it's like the carpet is pulled out from under your feet and you fall flat. You're almost at your destination. So this is the experience your birth chart means to teach you time and time again. This is the pattern of failure that is seen. Again, somewhere or the other, it is coming from the karmic accounting from the previous lifetime. Many types of Kalsar dosh. There are 13 types of Kalsar dosh depending on where your Rahu and Ketu are placed. There is a Kalsar dosh, again they differ in intensity. Takshak Kalsar dosh, Takshak is one of the biggest serpents. So all these are meant to teach you different lessons. One Kalsar can be about not letting you move ahead in your career. Another one can be all about not letting you move ahead in relationships. You will have that pattern of failure. Some others might be there to not allow you to move ahead in your education. So depending on where 5th house, 11th house, that is the house of education, house of profit and gain. So depending on what your lessons are, you will have the relevant Kalsarv dosh. So now coming to how to resolve Kalsarv dosh. To me, to my mind, the first thing is acknowledgement that why you are struggling in your life is no other outside reason, but you are the one who can take care of it because you have chosen it. Or perhaps this is a lesson. I even go to the extent, may not seem right to somebody who's struggling, I go to the extent of saying you have to be thankful of what experiences your Kalsar dosh is giving you. In every struggle there is a lesson to be learned. Where it takes you is the lesson also you need to learn. For some people, I know somebody who had a whole set of accidents. There was drinking and driving because there was anxiety, there was frustration. This person has Kalsar dosh that is coming from the Marakstan, 2nd and 8th house. So this person has anxiety issues, so they will go towards substance abuse, they will go towards alcohol, and where is that going to take them? It's going to take them towards DUI. It's going to take them to reflect on their house of marriage. It is going to have an effect on how their kids are brought up, how the wife feels about the marriage, how they feel about the marriage. They have the best intentions. They want to do well in their lives, but they have this karmic accounting from the previous lifetime. So what are we going to do about it? We're going to acknowledge that there is somewhere or the other, even the good things that we are trying to imbibe in our lives are taking us towards something negative. Now, the problem here is that you feel too emotionally about something. You want to give the best to your kids. You want to give the best to your education. You want the best out of your career. So you are building up your anxiety about it. Your frequency is not right towards what you're striving so hard for. How do you change that? So this will bring us to the solutions, and there are many. Some of them are ancient, some of them are older, and some of them are very modern and very effective. I would say every remedy, if you do it correctly, if you do it with intention, if you do it with your I would say mindfulness, you are changing your frequency, you are changing your vibe, you are asking planets to look away, but you can't just sit down for 5 minutes and hold a stick over the head of the universe. Okay, I am doing this, I am donating this, I am hiring somebody to do a prayer on my behalf, so I want this result. No.
So what you're saying is a small puja or a puja which is called an upaya or a yagya for these kind of troubles, that is not the solution.
It is the solution done. The intention is what I'm talking about. The intention, your intent, your acknowledgement, because you will not know how to do these pujas because they are pretty technical. But don't do it as a commodity you're buying. You're not buying the prayers. You're not buying the person who's doing it, whether it is a pandit, it's a priest, you are going for a past life regression, onus is on you. The mindset, the bhavna, the visualization, the manifestation, the changing of frequency has to happen. The other guy is just a facilitator. You're paying him for his time. You're just hiring him to do the mantras because you don't know how to do it. So we cannot hold a stick to the head of our gods or our planets. Like I said before, this guy is your lawyer. The judge is up there. So if your intentions are right, what the universe is looking for is the intention. It is looking for apology, not even apology, I would say. It is looking for acknowledgement. It is looking that you understand that there was a lesson to be learned there. Now you learned it, and it is the time for things to change. This is why you're here, to make this change in the contract of your soul. So if you understand all that, it will go in a very good direction. If it doesn't matter if you need the help of, say, the universe, if you need the help of a priest, if you need the help of somebody who takes you, holds your hand and facilitates the prayer, all that is fine, but the mindset and the acknowledgement and the way of thinking, how you're coming to do the prayers, you could do it yourself too. You could go for a past life regression. That is another option that people with Kalsar dosh have. There is a newer option called subliminals, which again is hitting your your mind, in the sense that where what we are trying to really do is to change things on the subconscious mind platform. In every person, only 5% of our mind, Bob, is our conscious mind. All the decisions, only 5% of them are coming from our conscious mind, our brain. 95% is our subconscious mind. It carries all the memories from the previous birth. It has traveled with us from the past lifetimes. It has all the primitive memories coming from the previous lifetimes. It has the intention that we have taken on in this lifetime. It knows the lessons we are here to learn. It's all knowing spirit within us. So here is where the lessons are learned. This is the platform. The subconscious mind is what takes us towards a different destiny from what we have decided previously.
So I want to summarize this for everybody. And so for the Kal Sarp Yoga, the treatment which you just said, both of them, puja as well as hypnotherapy, you want to target the subconscious mind. Even if when we are doing the puja, we have to acknowledge why we are doing it. With hypnotherapy also, you are talking about treating the subconscious mind. So it is basically we are treating the mind, subconscious mind, in order to get rid of the symptoms of this yoga, correct?
Absolutely. What we are doing, even in a traditional prayer, is we are bringing out the God within us. I spoke earlier about invoking the God and asking them to come beside us as a witness. So basically, once what is God? It is the God within us is our subconscious mind. It is our Atman. It is our spirit. So when you are invoking that, you are making it a witness. You are going into your deep self. Just the logic needs to be understood. All I'm saying is that there are a lot of solutions in a lot of modalities. The acknowledgement of the God within you and the subconscious mind is the platform where everything happens. Whether you're approaching it with the traditional methods or you're approaching it with modern methods like hypnotherapy, and there is something we have gone even a step further than hypnotherapy, and we now use subliminals.
What is subliminal?
Okay, let's talk about subliminals. What happens is, like, let me just talk about the forms of being, I call it. So there is the wake phase where we are awake, we are aware of what is going on around us all the time. Then there is the time when we dream. That is the swapna avastha. But that is relating to us, like the dreams are still ours. Then there is a third platform which we are most interested in from the perspective of subliminals and hypnotherapy. That is our the inner self, which is our Atman, which is the in Sanskrit we call it the Sushupta form. You know, when we are sleeping, when we are in our deep sleep, which happens scientifically in the middle part. Say you're in a 6-hour cycle of sleep, the middle part will be when your subconscious mind is, your conscious mind has given up completely, your subconscious mind is more active. When we meditate, this is the spot we want to go at. You can reach it either in meditation, you can reach it in sleep, or you can reach it in a session of hypnotherapy. So these are the three ways of reaching into your subconscious mind. Now, under hypnosis, when you're hypnotized again, we are communicating with your higher self, which is about 95% of our total, mind or our way of thinking. So we are approaching that with a new program. What would you like to change in yourself? Again, acknowledgement being the first part. If you go around blaming other people for what's happening to you in your life, you will never be able to go into your subconscious mind. You have to want to change it. I might, as an astrologer and as a certified hypnotherapist, I can advise you. But if you're not ready for the journey, a lot of times people have a very successful session. They go home, they see the story of their past life themselves, they experience it. And then either the wife or the husband, the spouse or a close friend will come they cannot have the same experience because they are not coming out of the same sense of curiosity that comes from the soul and from the heart. Their mind is curious, their soul and their heart perhaps is not. So for everybody, it's a different experience. And again, subliminals, I am coming to what it is that in your sleep, when your conscious mind is completely asleep, your subconscious mind is more active. You will be surprised that the soul every day in your deep sleep, it goes out in the universe. Did you ever see that little jerk that happens when people are sleeping? And then sometimes there is another jerk, that is your soul leaving to go around in the universe and to come back. So this is the middle 2 hours of sleep. When you are in deep sleep is the time it is possible to change ourselves if we have the intention. Yes, I'm coming to how we do it. So what happens is there is something called subliminals, and subliminals are usually made, it's like a audio engineer who will first of all, the steps, let's go through the steps. What happens is we sit down with our client, we talk about where are you at right now, what would you like to change in yourself. Okay, Bob, you're having this problem, how do you see the new Bob, if we were to reach certain goals that you have in your life, how would the new Bob be? How would they approach the same problems? If nothing changes, nothing changes. How would you like to change yourself? So Bob is going to tell me, perhaps each time I meet somebody, I want to be more confident. Perhaps every time I try to do something, I want to, be more successful at it. What is your way of thinking that we can change is going to be my next question to you. So you are going to say, okay, there is a restlessness in me. I get very anxious when I meet people, and sometimes that can affect the results. I know the goal, but I don't reach that goal because perhaps I affected with my frequencies, my anxiety, my fear of losing, my wish for success surpasses everything else. I get too emotional, like I mean right, but I would like to change that. So I will sit down with you, or perhaps I will by myself, I will create a script that each and every time this person meets up with another person, a prospective client, or he wants to face more success in the endeavors that they're doing, we would like this person to be more confident. So I'm going to script it out, maybe 20 lines that I feel is going to change your mindset. Again, it is done with your permission, in your presence. Once the script is ready, we go back to you, we ask you, is this what we would like to create? Is this the mindset you want? And if you approve, if there are changes, we change it. And again, in a very positive, affirmative way, we put that into my voice or somebody else's voice. It is possible to either have a silent subliminal with no other voices, and we make it very low decibel so that it is not audible to our human ears when we are awake.
It's audio.
It's an audio. Right? It is audio, but it is not audible when we are awake. But when we are sleeping, when our subconscious mind is active, it is on a different frequency. So this audio that we are making it in very low decibel, maybe minus 10 or minus 20 decibels. So that when you are sleeping, it is audible, you are listening to it, you are reacting to it, it is going deep into your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is deciding, yeah, this is good for me. I have learned the lessons that I had to learn. Now I want to change myself. So you're talking to yourself, you're talking to your Atman, and you're changing yourself. And when you wake up with a different energy, and you wake up and you will see the changes within 21 days. We usually do it for either 21 days or 40 days, which is enough to change the subconscious mind. This is what has been kind of evidenced through experience as we do it. So this is the subliminal.
So we put headphones before we sleep.
You could do that.
Is it on the phone?
There are many new ways of associating. There are bracelets. You could just have it on your phone to make it simple. It could be on your laptop in a loop. What we are saying can be in a loop.
Before we sleep, we put it next to us.
Yeah.
We put it on. Mm-hmm. And then we sleep. Correct?
Correct.
And we are not listening to anything.
We are not listening.
You are not audible. And when we are sleeping, our brain is able to hear the frequencies, right?
Yeah, we are able to hear it in our sleep, and our subconscious mind is able to act on it. It is audible to the subconscious mind, it is not audible to the conscious mind, is how we put it. And it is accepting it because you have sat down and this is something you want, so your mind will not refuse it. Now it is cutting down on the process of hypnotherapy. It is still hypnotherapy, it is still meditation, but it is just done in a more scientific way. You have decided to do it, so you are still in your very deep into your subconscious mind, which is where you are going in a state of meditation. The alpha, theta, beta, all those are still at play. You are still in that zone of theta. So when you are in that different frequency zone, which you could be either in sleep, like I said, or in your hypnotherapy session, or during very deep meditation. Hypnotherapy and meditation are very hard to achieve for an everyday person. Like, you would have to be at a very high level, you would have to practice, you would have to go into, your own deep self, which is a process in itself. What do we call either being in samadhi? Being in hypnotherapy is like being in samadhi. You're just within yourself, you are going within yourself, where you go in your sleep anyways. So we have just taken a very scientific kind of shortcut rather than hypnotizing. Hypnotizing somebody takes 50 minutes. So we just go straight to the state or the frequency where we want to hit, and we want to give you the suggestions that your mind will listen to, skipping through the meditation and skipping through the hypnotherapy, just going straight to your subconscious mind.
So the other treatment is subconscious hypnosis.
Yeah, hypnosis is also another.
So for Carl Sarpyog,
For Kalsardosh, anything relating to karmic stuff that is coming from a previous lifetime. There is also this twin flame theory, for people who are in a relationship who walk parallelly to each other. They have extremely difficult, they find it very difficult to stay apart from each other, but they are not able to enjoy the same life. They are not able to walk together in the life, but they walk parallelly. One of them, sometimes we see, is either in a relationship or the family is not approving. They're not able to get married and have a household, have kids together, but they stay tuned into each other's life. So this is also a twin flame, which is, according to me, a very, very painful place for people to be in. So when they understand past life regression is a very important part of hypnotherapy, which is not achievable through subliminals. So in past life regression, we are taking people to a past life because the mind, the subconscious mind and the mind have traveled together in different lifetimes, and it has primitive memories. It knows the point of entry of the pattern of failure in your life. So it is going to go straight to that experience. If you ask somebody, why am I in this twin flame experience? Why am I not able to be with the person that I love so much? So your mind, your subconscious mind will take you under hypnosis to that point where the problem is coming from. Perhaps in a previous lifetime you were with somebody. Actually, I would like to narrate a little experience of one of my clients. So this lady came to me many years ago. She's actually a very well-known actress and TV actress. Even now I see her on the screen. But she came to me when she was about to get married. 2 times she cancelled her wedding. She was engaged, she cancelled her wedding to the same guy. So there was this guy, he is still an event manager. He does all the setups for all these big shows, lifting up Akshay Kumar on that little lift and everything. That's his job. He does all that. So she came to me that he has arranged so much. And even for the wedding, he had arranged for her to come down as a bride, and which was very rare 25 years ago. So he had done all that, and twice she cancelled it, and she didn't know why. And she was on pills, she had anxiety, she came to me crying. I knew her for a while, but when this wedding second time got cancelled, she came to me and she said, I want to know. I don't have any control over this, With my conscious mind, I don't want to do it. He's the perfect guy for me. Why would I refuse to get married to him? And everything is arranged. People have come down from states and everything, and I'm canceling it, and I'm so upset about it. Not only am I guilty, I want to find the reason. So I sat her down, and she's a creative person. So creative people are very well connected to their subconscious mind. Believe it or not, she went into 4 of her past lives in the same session. It was a 1.5 hour session. She went through each life, cut. She could see something, she could relate it so well. I could make her go from one scene of her lifetime to the other so fast. It was an amazing session, one of the most amazing sessions of my 25 years of hypnotherapy and past life regression career. So in this session, what she says is, I sat her down, I calmed her down. Actually, I sent her back, and I called her another day when she's more calm. So she comes back the next day, I sit her down, I hypnotize her. She goes through 4 of her life stories. And what are those stories? In one lifetime, she was an Arabic princess, beautiful princess. She described herself in white clothes, head covered, jeweled up, treated very well by her parents, and she falls in love with a prince whom she meets when she goes out hunting with her friends. So this guy is also there. They are in a little space on a hilltop. She is not in love with this guy. This guy falls in love with her, actually. Now I remember, this guy falls in love with her, and then he comes after her, and she's running away because she knows her family is not going to accept it. He belongs to some other tribe or whatever, which is not a friendly one. Eventually, he kidnaps her, and he takes her to the little tent that she had, to the tents where all of these people were living. He takes her there, and he just kidnaps her, takes her to his own kingdom. She falls in love with him slowly. And once she falls in love with him, this guy has to go away for a war. She's waiting for him. He does not come back. She gets the news that, he's not there anymore. He passes away in that war. In the second lifetime, she sees herself that again she's a princess. Again, she's very princessly even in this lifetime. So she's a princess in that next lifetime that she goes to, and this guy is her the guy, the security guy who takes care of her. So he's with her all the time, more than all her friends, her family members. She's with this guy all the time. She goes to the garden. This guy is with him. She's going somewhere outside, hunting, whatever her other little hobbies were. He's always with her. So she falls in love with this guy, and he's also her pathway to the outside world. So she falls in love with this guy, and her dad finds out. So once the dad finds out, there is an honor killing. This guy loses his head. That's up to this point is where we see the story. In the third lifetime, she sees that she's a Punjabi Sikhni. She's living in a village, and this guy is very simple. She's married to this very simple guy. In this third lifetime that she saw that she's very protective about him. He's a simple guy, and the rest of the family is not so simple. There is a lot of politics because there is a lot of land, there is agriculture, there is a lot of signing he's required. So she's protecting him that you cannot sign it. So what happens is, one fine day, as a 45-year-old, she finds herself in the granary, where all the grain is stored in Punjab. So she's pushed in. She's perhaps they make her fall unconscious somehow, and she's put in that granary, which is dark, but there is a little crick in that door, like there is a little light coming through. So she looks through it. Maybe it's the keyhole or whatever, but she's able to look outside. She sees that this guy, whom she has kind of instigated in her own way out of the love for this guy, that okay, you will not do this. So he has made his own brothers, even though they were doing wrong, but she feels that she has instigated him to oppose them. And she saw this guy being murdered and killed by the brothers, by the very brothers she had turned him against. So again, I somehow forget the fourth lifetime, but these were the 3 lifetimes that I remember she had. So in each lifetime, somehow she is responsible for this guy, being killed. So she is very guilty. So in this lifetime, whenever it comes time to get married to this guy, apparently it's the same guy who has been with her in all these lifetimes.
The guilt is
The
coming.
guilt is coming in that if I get married to this guy, maybe he'll lose his life, and it's coming out of the place of love.
The people are perceiving it as commitment phobia.
Correct. Yeah. So
That's interesting.
she's fearful that she's gonna lose this guy. So again, we do this past life regression. I take her through this little healing because I'm a Reikist also. So we Reiki this whole experience. We try to tell her future. Rarely are we allowed by the spirit guides to go to a future progression. There is a past life regression and there is a future progression. So in this lifetime, for her, I decided to ask the guides. She had invited her spirit guides to be with her through the journey, and she had them as protectors. So we asked for permission from her spirit guides. Do we have permission to go to the future of this lifetime? And you will be surprised where she's at right now with 2 kids. She saw herself in that future self. She's still an actress. She's still doing very well. She has 2 beautiful kids. I still talk to her from time to time. She learned past life regression from me. She learned tarot. So on the side, just to help people, because she got so much help from this, she decided to learn all this, and she helps people still in the industry in Bombay. So this is how all this happened. We gave them a little Reiki. We asked her to apologize to her past self. We asked her subconscious mind to let go, to separate, make compartments. This is your current life. That was your past. This is your future. So you're moving towards your future. But if you carry your past, you're not going to get there. We need to heal this, and you need to get there comfortably. Perhaps without the past life regression, it's not as if she wouldn't have gone there, but it may have taken her more time and more trauma. So we did all that, and it's really amazing that she's having such a good life right now.
So, Dr. Nidhi, thank you so much for all the information. And before I let you go today, what is that one thing you want to tell everybody, one tip or one message you want to give to everybody who's watching you today for astrology and even past life regression?
My one big advice is against fear mongering. Anybody who is genuine, either as a Vedic astrologer or any other modalities that people use to guide other people, you have to go for not just predictions, but there is change that is possible at the subconscious level. You need to find the right person, you need to find the right people to help you, because Vedic science in itself is a big, huge science which is very well evidenced, and also the modern tools that are available. Like anybody who is going through a lot in their life should not be struggling as a pattern. Again, another thing that I want to say before I end it is that when you're going through trauma is not the best time to change yourself, because you're in a very emotional state. You are going through a lot, so you're in the survival mode. So you need to calm down your nervous system and come to either somebody who is able to give you subliminals or help you with past life regression, even gemstones. Even the prayers that you can do yourself sometimes. There is self-help, there is the remedies that you do only once in your lifetime. So for that, you might have to go to somebody who has learned how to help you. So for doing all these things, there is logic, there is a mindset that is needed, there is this acknowledgement, and the onus is on you. Is what I want everybody to remember whenever they are doing remedies, either themselves or they're getting it facilitated by the other people, they're getting help. So this was my message, and God bless everybody and anybody that is watching. Stay blessed.
मैं last thank you बोल दूं? ये हो गया. So thank you so much for coming, ma'am. We hope that you keep helping people, keep doing astrology, and we get to see more of you every day. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.